because the exit part of it. You see, heaven wants to exit some things into your spirit. But some of us, we need to allow the zone. This is what understanding does. Now, check this. The exit of this, the exit of this glass is not the same as the exit of this jar. It means if we start pouring, this jar will exit more than the glass. Now, this exit point is what we call understanding. To the realm of your understanding in your heart is the pour of heaven upon your life. So now a lot of us are still using that baby bottle. The product inside wants to come a lot.
Actually, it's hard.
You are still stuck in it.
Struggle.
You see?
You really struggle to get it.
You struggle. But this, if you want to just...
Oh my goodness. This is the beauty of growth.
Now, this is the problem. If you take this, the same product, but you give the child, a 2-month-old child or a 4-month-old, using this, they're going to choke. Because the exit is more than the entry.
I know.
Now heaven wants to exit a lot of things to you. But your entry point, how big is the heart? How big is the entry of the heart? To some is this big, 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 to some is this big. So all of us have the product. The product is the same. We are all taking milk, but the intake is now what is determined by your heart. Check your heart. Stop using a child bottle. You are wasting time, because even with that child bottle, if you do this, it will still not pour. But you see, if you take this and do this, it will pour. But the child bottle, you have to remove, you have to, again, energy.
Make sure we leave the childhood as soon as possible.
Walk away from childish behavior.
Yes.
Walk away. Walk
Behavior.
away. Let me tell you one of the things about childish behavior. Jealousy. Those are childish behaviors. You know, jealousy is a childish behavior. You cannot stand seeing someone else blessed. You have to talk bad about them.
It takes so much time to...
Those are childish behaviors. There are things that, let me tell you, there are things that when you're, like now you have a 13, 14-year-old son, and then you have another 3-year-old son. What this 3-year-old son is doing in the capacity that he's in is not a mistake.
Yes.
But if you find this 14-year-old doing what this 3-year-old is doing, you might even end up beating him, because according to you, that is misbehavior. Why are you doing that? You expect them to grow. Now, God expects you. Listen to you. Yeah. Listen very carefully. God expects you to grow. God expects you to grow. It's an expectation. Part of salvation is growth. Salvation is an entry point. Understanding is the growing point. Let me repeat that statement. Thank you. Salvation is the entry point. It's where you enter into the realms of God. But understanding is when you take the steps. It's like a house. There is an entry to the gate. There is an entry. The gate can be opened and then you still stand there. It's not God's problem, it's your problem. Get in. But now when you get in the gate, you can decide to get in and still stand. Or you can decide to get in and walk and enter into the house. A lot of people just get into heaven, the atmosphere of heaven, and still stay at the gate when God has invited them to the dining table. To the dining table. It's not just about going to heaven. It's about experiencing heaven on earth.
You are invited.
You are invited. Get in.
Get in.